Deep below the surface of Nirn, deep in the dark, there exists verticality, of course. What else? I mean, sure, there's also some Dwemer ruins or something, but let's not let that distract us from the main thing here, which is obviously the verticality. But anyway, that brings me to today's mod of the day, which today is the Deepwatch Abyss by Team Welsh Wizards, composed of the father and son duo, Rubberman and Rubberboy. And this is, quite obviously, just an utterly massive dungeon mod that takes a lot of inspiration from Skyrim. Bringing a little slice of Blackreach to Morrowind. And much like Blackreach, the Deepwatch Abyss is basically a gigantic underground hub that just, connects up just a wide assortment of Dwemer ruins for you to discover, explore, and fight through. It is just a beautifully breathtaking, visually stunning location for you to stumble across. Like, it is simply gorgeous what, Team Welsh Wizards has, accomplished here. Like, just stumbling across this location organically would be just, a really special feeling that just, captures a lot of that aesthetic from Skyrim's Blackreach, and it just blends it in pretty well with Morrowind. And just one thing to note here, this is obviously a continuation of our retrospective series on the mods of Madness past, and that means that this Deepwatch Abyss was actually released for the 2017 Morrowind Modding Madness, specifically for the second round, the Dwemer and Magic themed round of that competition. That makes the size and scope of this utterly massive dungeon just even more impressive, when you consider that the team had only 2 weeks to build this entire mod, and it was not a fully staffed team. There were only 2 members on this team, and Rubberman actually did all the work in the CS. As I understand it, Rubberboy only provided conceptual planning and some writing. Everything else, the dungeon building, the 3D modeling, and just everything, was done by Rubberman himself, which is, again, just an absolutely massive feat when you consider the scale of this mod and the 2 week deadline that he had to operate with. Like, this is a huge accomplishment for, a mod of this scale to be done in this short, period of time. Though, as I note, while the Deepwatch Abyss is certainly visually exciting and verticality-inducing, it could maybe use just a bit more polish, and it could certainly use maybe being revisited or overhauled to some degree to just, bring it up to modern quality standards. 2017 was, after all, about 5 years ago, and there are just a few nitpicky issues here and there, but having said that, the Deepwatch Abyss is absolutely still worth experiencing and exploring for yourself. Otherwise we would not be showcasing it. Now, just focusing on the content of the Deepwatch Abyss, it is worth noting that this does add a new questline, which begins in the Aldrune Guild of Mages. Basically, you'll be hired to help a mage basically explore and discover these ancient Dwemer ruins beneath the ruin of akin, the Deepwatch Abyss. There will be a bit of fighting along the way, a bit of discovery, but obviously the main content here is very much the dungeons in the Deepwatch Abyss, with just a ton of just exciting new ruins for you to explore and fight through, with all sorts of new artifacts and a lot of this, kind of Skyrim-styled interior design. And again, as I mentioned before, Rubberman did just take a lot of inspiration from Skyrim for the Deepwatch Abyss. And in fact, the Deepwatch Abyss kind of acted as kind of a springboard for Rubberman's Dwemer Rebirth Project, which was his massive project to overhaul just all the Dwemer ruins of Morrowind and give them a more sort of, Skyrim aesthetic. But anyway, just focusing again on the Deepwatch Abyss, while this is just an incredibly massive mod, it didn't really perform so well with the judges back in 2017. And part of that is just due to a lot of stiff competition. It tied for third place behind Team Dreamy Dremora's Expedition to Muzzlethind and Team Mythical Beasts, the Imperial Dwemer Society, both of which are just really fantastic mods. Though the thing I take issue with is that it tied with Team Horny Skulls, the Wizard of Telbernora, A Love Story, which was, quite frankly, kind of just a bit of an edgy mod that I really don't think that these two mods should have tied. If anything, Deepwatch Abyss should have been a clear third place contender. No offense to Team Horny Skulls, but again, it felt a little edgy and not quite up to snuff compared to the other entries for that round of the competition. But that's just my personal beef there. But anyway, regardless, the Deepwatch Abyss is still just a really amazing dungeon delving experience. And that's just our mod of the day. So as always, I've been your host, Dark Elf Guy. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, happy modding, and I'll see you all next time.